Hello everybody and welcome to the Red Army. So the Manchester United versus Arsenal game, to me, it's going to be one of the most decent games Manchester United has played this season. Remember, we haven't had decent games this season. We have been shitty throughout the season. And actually, to be honest with you, this game was worrying me so much because Arsenal were flying high. Manchester United were pathetic. So there were ways that this game could have been worse. The results could have been worse. Look, I'm not focused on performance. I shouldn't be focusing on performance. Neither should you be focusing on performance at this particular moment in our season, because Manchester United has been very shitty this season. I am focusing more on results, because there were ways that this game could have ended very badly for Manchester United. I mean, if Arsenal had put on enough pressure on Manchester United and then Manchester United players had panicked and played with anxiety, there were ways that we were going to lose this game and we were going to lose it badly. But thankfully, I will take a draw over a loss any day, any time of the day. So I'm not going to focus more on performances, because the first half we packed the bus. In the first half we packed the bus, so that we tried to hit them on the counter. We tried to absorb pressure and hit them on the counter. Bruno Fernandes' free kick was a masterpiece. It is the goal of the season for Manchester United. I mean, this guy has been scoring some very really good free kicks. This is the second free kick I think he has scored in a week, if I'm not wrong. He's an outstanding player. He has always been an outstanding player for Manchester United. Like I said it and I called it. I said it's time for Manchester United to drop Højlund. You see, we started without Højlund and the players were playing differently. We were creating chances whenever we went forward. But Højlund is not a bad player. Currently, he's struggling with confidence. And whenever you have a striker struggling with confidence and is not scoring goals, that striker needs to be benched. He needs to be benched so that he can step away from the limelight. Remember, Højlund is very young. He's very young and he's not used to this type of pressure. And to be honest with you, playing for Manchester United, there is so much pressure. Players who have played for Manchester United will tell you. That's why you have seen players like Memphis Depay not able to step up and handle pressure well. We had players like Di Maria not able to step up and face the pressure. But if you look at the players who have been able to step up at Manchester United, they have gone on to do great things outside Manchester United. And an excellent example is Cristiano Ronaldo. This is the man who has never shied away from criticism and pressure. But not everybody is Cristiano Ronaldo. Højlund is still young. He's still young. I hope that he can have people around him. His support system can try and encourage him to not look at the negatives when it comes to criticism and pressure. Instead, to use it as a positive and as a way to, as a motivation to improve his performances. I mean, I was reading, and I'm pretty sure you know about it, that Zaxi stays behind for a few hours to practice shooting drills. And that, if you look at Zaxi's game, it has improved in recent weeks. He has been playing decently, and he is unlocking himself. He's getting into that position in his mind. He's becoming more confident, and as a result, he's actually giving us more performances, better performances than before. I really do hope and I wish that Højlund can follow into Zaxi's steps and try and regain and reclaim his confidence. I mean, this is a player who is capable of anything. So if he can be able to reclaim his confidence and fall in love with football once again, I can see him staying at Manchester United and doing wonderful things at Manchester United. But again, Amorim is interested in adding a striker at Manchester United, and rightfully so, because right now we don't have a decent number 9. Højlund is our only option, and he's nowhere to be found. we really do we really do wish that he can step up. And if you watched Amorim's press conference, he made a promise that next season things are going to get better, that players are going to play better football. And you really wonder, if you watch the Man United versus Arsenal game, you can't help but wonder, where have these players been? I mean, if they put up such performances throughout the season, right now I think we'll be competing for the Champions League spot, because we have lost some games that we were never supposed to lose. We lost against Crystal Palace, we lost against Brighton, we lost against Wolves. I mean, these are games that we were supposed to win. No offense to these clubs, but Manchester United is of a higher caliber compared to these teams and these clubs. So I don't know what happens to Manchester United when we play huge teams. When we play huge teams, our players step up. Finally, they find their confidence. But when we play against mid-table teams, I don't know what happens. Like, they switch off. And when they switch off, we have to pay for it, and we end up losing games that we have no business losing. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Why do you think Manchester United actually underperforms when we are playing mid-table teams, and they step up and overperform when we play bigger teams like Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City and Chelsea? I really want to know, because I've been trying to talk to some of my friends and they have no idea what's going on at Manchester United. If you watch closely, you would see that these people and the team has more potential than they have been showing throughout the season. And you really wonder, is it a problem with the players? Because there are times they play like a bunch of strangers. There are times when they play like they are not playing football, like it's their first time playing together. And then you throw them into the Wolves when they're supposed to lose against Arsenal, and all of a sudden they are playing good football. You wonder why? Because second half was actually one of the best periods for Manchester United this season, because first half we packed the bus. We were trying to hit them on the counter. We were absorbing pressure from Arsenal. Then the second half came, especially after Arsenal equalized. We were now going forward. We were trying to go forward and find the winning goal. And it's a player problem. If you ask me, I think it's a player problem. I think players have a way of underestimating mid-table teams, and they underestimate them, and they end up losing these matches, because there is no way you can tell me we can hold the second best team in the Premier League. We can hold it to a 1-1 draw, but we can lose to Wolves. We can lose to Brentford. There is no way we can have that. I mean, yes, it's possible to lose such matches, but if you look at the number of matches we have lost, most of them are from the mid-table teams. Why are these Manchester United players underperforming when they are playing mid-table teams? Let me know your thoughts. What do you think is going on with Manchester United when they go against mid-table teams? And what do you think happens to them mentally when they go against one of the biggest teams in England? I have no idea. I would love to know your thoughts about that. So let's talk about the remaining games. We have a Europa League game coming. It's the second leg, return leg. I have said it before that we need and we must win the game against Real Sociedad within 90 minutes. We must win it within 90 minutes, because we cannot afford to be held to a draw at home, because that means we'll be forced to go to penalties. And if we go to penalties, we have already seen it before, what happens to Manchester United players once there's too much pressure around them. They crumble, and we cannot afford to be eliminated through penalties for the second time this season. So if we are going to win it, we have already seen that at home we can put pressure on our opponents, and we can actually surprise even good teams. Now, if we go against Real Sociedad at Old Trafford, I would really hope that Manchester United players can really show up, can actually show up and step up and try to win the game within 90 minutes. That's the only way we can guarantee that we proceed to the next round of the Europa League. I'm not naive to say that we are going to win Europa League, but I'm saying if now where we are in a season where we are in a period where we have to go one game at a time. One game at a time. Let's not look so ahead of time, because that's where anxiety kicks in. But right now we have to go one game at a time. We are done with Arsenal. We are not going to play them again this season. Now we have to try and eliminate Real Sociedad. Okay, we don't have to keep looking at the fixture all the time. So, as Man United fans, of course, we are worried and concerned about the current Manchester United form, because it hasn't been really something positive. It's been something that worries many people. It's not like the usual Manchester United. There's something going on there. Amorim's tactics are not as bad as people try to make them, because if they were that bad, why were they working at Sporting? And he was actually on a period of transforming Sporting into European giants, because Sporting actually played Manchester City and they beat Manchester City when Manchester City were on better form than they are right now. This shows you that if players can just put away their ego and listen to the manager, they can do great things. Now, these Manchester United players need to step away, and they need to step up actually. They are worried about criticism. They are worried about the pressure that comes from Man United fans and the pundits and everybody who actually goes after them. They are worried about this more than they are worried about their performances. So their minds and their attentions are not usually at present when they are playing. So you can just see that they are panicking. They are actually passing around. They are playing safe football. Safe football will never win you anything, especially in the Premier League. Safe football will get you the best result safe football can get you. It's a draw, because you're not taking risks, you're not stepping up. But if they can begin to believe in themselves more and realize that the pressure will never decrease, it will always be there, it has always been there, and it will always stay constant at Manchester United. The moment they get this through their heads and realize that there's no need for waiting around, there is no perfect time. They just need to understand that, okay, this is Manchester United, and playing for Manchester United comes with this type of pressure. So it's not going to get any better than this. So I just need to accept the situation, and I need to go in and do my best. If they can believe this and they can start doing, actually they can start accepting the situation, we can start seeing better results every week. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think our Manchester United players, the current Manchester United players, are able and capable of stepping up whenever there is so much pressure? Can they survive at Manchester United? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Also, if you're new here, kindly take a second to subscribe. This is the new podcast I just started a month ago. I'm trying to build a community where we can be talking about Manchester United and unpopular opinions compared to other platforms where they just analyze games. I love to talk about things that many people ignore. Okay, because I believe these are the things that actually affect our team more. We can sit here and talk about and analyze the game, who passed who passed to who actually squandered chances. We can talk about it all the time, but at the end of the day, unless we address the elephant in the room, these are the things which are happening behind the scenes, we'll still have the same problems even next season, even under new ownership and under a new manager. Because I believe that what is happening at Manchester United is bigger than what we see. It's more about the things happening in the backyard, which have actually become or have worsened to a point now they are leaking into the first team, into the team's performances. So if you're new here, kindly take a second to subscribe. I appreciate every effort and I appreciate every help that I receive from you, the shares, the likes, the comments. I welcome them all. Thank you so much. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.